Oh yeah, fuck. I forgot to... Okay, guys, give me a second. I forgot we have the entire Optimus Prime boost. Who cares about that shit? L plus ratio. Let's go one thing at a time. And first thing that we should be going at is clicking escape and escaping from this game. No, it is time to read the patch notes, which I have read, mind you. But I just want to really point this out to you guys. Overwatch 2 retail patch notes. This is not an April Fool's. This is real. The patch notes are real. Armor flat damage reduction increased from 5 to 10. Enemy health bars now display when they're at low health threshold. 5 to 10. Mind you, doesn't double the damage it blocks. All it does is it purely increases damage it blocks after the 10. So the way it works, before 10 damage, everything gets halved, right? With armor. And now, whenever something deals 11 damage, for example, instead of it doing 6, it's gonna do 1. Awesome sauce. Mind you, before anyone watches this video, I do want to point out I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just criticizing the patch notes, which a lot of people also are. So before the comment section explains to me in detail how I've turned negative and they can't enjoy my content, I really want to point out this is not me being negative. I'm trying to be critical. It might sound negative because I'm Balkan. Okay, I'm a hater. Either way. Tanks row passive. Ultimate generation reduction increased from 30 to 40. So you're gonna farm less ult from them. Knockback resistance decreased from 50 to 40. Okay, that is whatever. That's what I wanted them to reduce, the knockback resistance. I also think that they should have different knockback resistance for different tanks. I think Sigma should get booped more than Reinhardt. And now for the actual changes, which are really funny, because Diva defense matrix has been buffed from 3 seconds to 3.5. It might not sound a lot, but that is a pretty significant change. I think it's around 15%, right? I'm not cooked. I think something like that. Right, think around 15%. Micro missiles from 4 to 5.5 damage, which increases the max damage to 153, which is a lot, especially when you're fighting squishies. I don't know why, but this is only the beginning. Doomfist gets more overhealth per target from 35 to 40, and the delay before the overhealth begins to drain has been increased from 1 to 3 seconds, which is a lot. Because before it would instantly drain and you would have to be more aggressive to keep it up. Now you can be a little bit more passive. But these are not even the worst of the changes. Junker Queen, over health increase from 150 to 175. Adrenaline Rush now heals from 2 to 2.5, which is a 25% increase in how much she heals, which is a lot, mind you. That is a big change, but don't you worry, there's more. Overrun from 25 to 30, stomp damage from 60 to 75, cardiac overdrive buffed. Oh god. Duration reduced from 5 to 3, lifesteal increased from 60 to 100, damage reduction increased from 30 to 40, allies now receive only half of the lifesteal and damage reduction effect value. Why? Did they not see how miserable we were during Mauga meta? Why did they decide to buff Mauga to 100% lifesteal? 3-second duration, but 100% lifesteal, and damage reduction to 40% is ridiculous. I'll show you how ridiculous it is, but it is insane. If he uses his overdrive, he cannot die. I don't understand. We've been complaining about Mauga, and we said never make him meta, never make him strong. And now they add this. So the only counterplay, I'm not trying to be negative, I'm trying to be critical, is to run away. You cannot kill him, and you cannot sit there and take the damage either. So now, all you can do is just run or use a CC, which will just get cleansed. Either way, rant over about Mauga, but this is a really stupid change, and it makes no sense that they added this. Next up, Orisa fortified from 3.5 to 4. Thank god they didn't buff Orisa as well. If they buffed Orisa as well, it would have been hell. It's a nerf for scrims, maybe for scrims, but I don't care about scrims, and nobody will care about scrims in a year when the pro scene dies out. In rank, this is hell. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a nerf. Nemesis 4 bonus armor increased from 225 to 300. 75 more armor. Mind you, that is every time you go to Nemesis form. So if you sit normal, you ult 75 more, so you get 300 armor. Your ult dies out, you end your ult, and you go Nemesis, 300 more armor. That is 600 effective to Plus, it is extra broken because it gives a chance for healers to for supports to heal your armor because you have more armor. And armor got buffed as well. And pummel damage increased from 60 to 65. I don't know if it breaks anything, like any damage thresholds, but this is another cooked change. And I'll mention it briefly, but I'll do it later. Oh, so they actually make a thing here. The pummel damage adjustment is notable as it reduces the number of punches required to knock out 250 HP heroes. So Reinhardt Giga buff. Because now one less punch to kill something is really good. And 75 more armor is insane, because Reinhardt was already a tank that you would just sit there and take damage on. And I don't think this change solves that. You're still going to be sitting there and taking damage. But there's more. Reinhardt, barrier shield 1400 to 1600. And barrier regeneration from 140 to 160. Charge now has 300 damage for, you know, whenever you pin something. This is one of the more chill things, and I don't think it makes Reinhardt broken, but it's a welcome change, but doesn't solve the core issues. Roadhog Pigpen, area damage after activating increased from 30 to 45, recovery time reduced from 0.5 to 0.4, and cooldown now begins when you use it. Pigpen is a useless ability that is only used to insta-kill somebody, and it's not used like Junkrat Trap at all. I think Roadhog's rework was one of the biggest failures from the Overwatch team, and they added an ability that does nothing, and it's not fun to play, and it adds nothing to the character, and Roadhog is still annoying to play against. This change is meaningless. Nobody cares about Pigpen. Let's carry on. Sigma Accretion. Impact damage increased from 40 to 80. I think, honestly, a good change, because it felt really bad to hit a rock and try to one-shot something only for them to live. And I think people should get nuked if Sigma hits their rock on a squishy, because it's really hard to do, and if you're playing that close to a Sigma, you already made a mistake, and you should get punished for it. And I think the Sigma change is good, and I like it, because it doesn't change how good he is on other maps. I think what this will allow is for him to one-shot again, whenever he hits a rock on a squishy up close. But again, if you play up close against a Sigma, you've already fucked up. Winston. Secondary fire charge time reduced from 1 second to 0.8 seconds. So 0.15 seconds faster, which could be huge. And Primal Rage gets 200 more health. Winston Nation, rise up, because this is it. This is the moment. We roll out a Dawn. I don't think it breaks the character, but 200 more damage is significant on Primal Rage, but you still die instantly. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it's too broken. And especially against new Mauga, might be not too broken. But I think Winston is in a good spot. I don't think they should be buffing Winston. I think Winston has been in the buffs in a good spot. Stop buffing this character. Leave him alone. I don't want them to buff Winston. Wrecking Ball. Okay, I don't know why they gave buffs to Wrecking Ball. It's really the fact that the Wrecking Ball has been already super strong. If you're a good ball player, you're having a good time. But they buffed him more. They keep buffing this character. Somebody's a ball main on Blizzard HQ. Quad Cannons. Automatic reload time while transformed reduced, which is a nice change. And adaptive shields, allied overhealth transformation increased by 50. Use up to 50 overhealth per target to grant allies up to 75 HP. Okay, these changes aren't too bad because nobody uses adaptive shields anyway, so we're good to go. I don't think I can say much about Wrecking Ball's changes. Maybe the adaptive shields will actually force balls to actually use this ability more often, and if they start using this ability, I think it's secretly OP. I'll be honest, I feel like this adaptive shield's ability is really broken, but nobody has gotten the hang of it. And I think maybe if they keep buffing ball, we'll see some really annoying metas. Either way, there's more. Surprisingly, there's more. There's the biggest why. Zarya, health increase from 200 to 225 on her bubble, and duration increase from 2 to 2.5, which is the way Zarya was on launch, and she was absolutely broken. 2.5 seconds of duration on both bubbles gives her 1 more second on her bubbles overall, because she has 2, which also buffs the way she uses her bubbles, because if she gets 1 more second, she has enough time to recharge one of her bubbles, plus she gets more energy from the health of her bubbles. It is an absolutely insane change that could make Zarya really strong. Really strong. But I don't know, because I feel like Ramatra is still going to be meta. I think Ramatra and maybe Mauga, depending, could be really good. I think Mauga is a huge pop stomper. I think every tank is a pop stomper. Either way, there's more. If you thought these were bad for tank, like these changes were made tank really OP, there is more. So now we get 10% healing reduction. So they buffed our armor, they nerfed the damage row passive, they buffed every tank. Did they buff every tank? And ironic, I think they did. Every single tank, right? This is a horrible time to be a support player or a tank player, DPS player. They buffed every tank. Kudos to them. I didn't expect them to buff every tank. It is a big sweeping change that I wanted. And for that, I am thankful. I am not thankful though, because I don't, on the other side, I'm not really thankful because this is ridiculously out of touch. But there is more. There's one more change. Bob gets the tank row passive, Cassidy nerfed, Pharah barely touched. I'm skimming through them. Fire will still probably be really strong. And support, duration of effect on sleep dart on tank decreased from 3.5 to 3. The last 2 patches we've had, they have giga buff tanks. I am happy, and I will be queuing up tank for the foreseeable future. I will be abusing tank, but it does not solve any of the core issues of tank. Tank is a balanced role. It just sucks playing tank because of how inconsistent it is. The amount of times you can play tank only for you to get hard counter swap, everyone on the enemy team focusing you and just making your game miserable is just way too common. Sometimes you pop off and you kill everything and it feels really good. But sometimes you just don't get that and it's really miserable. And they don't address that. They just made the tank row really strong, which means you'll get even more giga focused. And that experience will not go away. For the first 1 week or 2 weeks, we're gonna be running around, dealing a lot of, making a lot of chaos and winning a lot of games and laughing manically. But then people are gonna adapt, and then we're gonna get cooked again. Because it is not about tank being strong or weak, it's about how fun tank is. And tank isn't fun. It's not fun to get counter swap. It's not fun to deal with 50 million people on the enemy team focusing you. It's not fun doing 30 million things on your team. It's just not fun to play tank a lot of the times. And just making tanks really strong raid bosses will not fix the issue in the long run. You can either make the row extremely broken and they have fun, but everyone else is miserable. It becomes King Kong versus Godzilla. Or the tank row is going to be miserable. And I think it's just, you're going to be miserable no matter what. There's a few things that needs to be fix in my honest opinion, and I've said multiple times, and this is not about me being negative, it's just genuine criticism because I want to express this and I know developers watch. I think it's less about buffing stats and damage. I think it's about giving tanks utility so they can deal with stuff instead of just taking the damage. It feels a lot better to use your abilities to deal with stuff than to just take damage and do damage. Just add layers. Giving more HP or more damage doesn't add layers because it doesn't solve anything. It's way more fun to block a CC with a good utility than sitting there and tanking it. And second of all, counter swapping sucks. I hate counter swapping. Say whatever you want about swapping and the nature of the game, but the amount of swapping that happens between tanks and tanks versus tanks is just miserable, and I think they should do something about it. I don't know what they should do. Maybe if you are swapping on tank, you don't keep any ult charge, but it's not gonna swap. It's not gonna do anything. Maybe punish people that swap too often. I don't know. Other roles, I barely see people swap. Like maybe the DPS swap here and there. But on support, if somebody picks Kiriko, they can go the entire game on Kiriko or the entire game on Mercy and Life Weaver. And if we lose the game, they always blame the tank because I didn't swap. And it's a miserable experience because maybe I don't want to swap. And I genuinely believe it's really difficult to climb if you just want to play one tank. There's a lot of issues with the row, but the issues aren't that the row isn't doing enough damage or doesn't have enough HP, because they do. The issue is it's just not fun and it's just inconsistent. You don't have a say in a lot of the games that happen. You don't have a say in your team's composition, which might lead to you having a miserable time on tank. For example, if your team's playing Lucio Mercy. So these are like 10% of your games that are miserable. You have 20% of your games that you're getting hard counter swap by the other tank, which sucks as well and it's not fun. You get 15% of the games, everyone focuses you and uses every cooldown on you, and that sucks because you don't have any agency. That's why I like playing Winston, because I can use a bubble to deal with the CC. Around 40 to 50% of your games, you just feel useless, and I don't think it's going to change anything. That being said, I will enjoy my time playing tank now, and I will bully people, and it will be really fun. As I said, in a few weeks' time, people are gonna start complaining again. Let's get into practice range and show you some funny things. Orisa can headshot. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know. Mauga, I'm gonna slowly take damage here. Slowly but surely, guys. Just give me a second. I'm gonna get there. Look at my HP. Look at my HP. I am instantly full health. I'm instantly full health. It gets even better. So they knew that the Roadhog was annoying, and they knew Risa was annoying, but they decided to make Mauga more annoying. But it gets way better. It gets way better. All right, guys. I want you to window, and then the Bastion transforms and shoots me. Okay, ready? Window. Don't down it. Don't down it this time. Yeah, window him. Transform. Go. Go shoot me. Shoot me. Wait, let's do it. You have your thing. You get the... I will ult you and use the thing, okay? This one, okay? Okay. 3, 2, 1. I'm ulting. Awesome. Okay. I'm not cooked. It's their fault, okay? But as you can see, if you use your abilities correctly, you can survive a hoggle in the corner. We have nano boosted Bastion, shoot me, and I want an Ana to heal me. So you heal me on Ana, you shoot me on Bastion, you get nano boost the Bastion, okay? You first, Bastion. Bastion, transform. I'm blocking. Heal me. Look at my HP bar. I survived an entire nano boosted Bastion and my armor didn't break. I think with window I'm cooked. Let's try with window. Let's try with window. Don't heal me. Don't heal me. Nano boosted. Yeah, I can survive an entire nano boosted Bastion without healing. I think this has to be one of the worst patches Blizzard has ever made, but at least it's gonna be fun for tank players for a while. I think those were the things I really want to test.